Hello everyone. We're back with the movie stream. We're back with it and we have a lot of more movies to go. We have a lot of more movies to go. Hold on, let me put up some music. Let me put up some music. Right, I think it's a bit too loud. There we go. Hi ZW3, hi everyone. So we're ranking the movies. We're ranking the movies. That's what we're doing. For anyone who's new joining in, we're tier listing IMDb top 250 movies. I've watched all of them, and now I feel like I need to give an opinion on them. So this is the part 4. We've done a lot of movies so far. I've lost the count. So let's begin with today's one. We're starting off with Wild Tales, which is an. Hold on, just give me a minute, guys. Alright, just needed to pee. So first off is Wild Tales, which is an Argentine movie. It's basically kind of an anthology movie where it's a combination of different short stories, and the common theme between all of them is anger. Everyone is pissed off. So, and people do something in when they're pissed off. You can say maybe revenge is also some of the theme as well. So revenge can also be counted as well. So it's a comedy movie, and it's a pretty fun one. So yeah, I think I'll put it in the nice category. It's a better South American movie than Emilia Perez. We're putting it in the nice category. So let's go. What's next? Next up is, oh boys, hot take incoming. Hot take incoming. The Pianist. Okay, this is the movie that got Adrian Brody the first Oscar. He became the youngest guy to win an Oscar. Well deserved. He did a good job. But the movie itself, I don't know. I've watched this movie twice. I've watched this movie recently as well, and I don't know. Something feels off about it. Maybe the fact that Polanski made it, who's a pedophile. But aside from that, I don't know. Something felt off about the movie. Like I couldn't really connect with the characters as much as I wanted to, and this is a movie that kind of needed the connection. So it's a hot take. It's just something that has not connected with me a couple of times. But the plot of the movie is that it's about the Jewish person who's a pianist, and he's in between the World War II, and he's in Poland, so he's thrown into this Krakow. The Krakow it wasn't really a concentration camp. It was kind of like a walled city of Jews, a ghetto actually, and he was thrown into there and with his family, and so he's surviving. He's trying to survive out of Germany. We'll put it in. We'll put this one in, and this is a hot take. I'm telling you, this is a hot take. We'll put it in the fart category. Like I don't know, this movie just didn't really do it for me, you know. Like Schindler's List was better. Life is Beautiful. I love that movie. This one not really. Next up is Scarface. Scarface. Yes, This is a solid movie. Of course, GTA Vice City was heavily ripped off out of this movie, and yeah, Chico, it's you can see it in your eyes, Chico. Say hello to my little, say hello to my little gun, and then just comes all over the people. That's the movie, Scarface. And I didn't really notice a scar on his face, not really. He says he's got a scar face, but I don't think I really noticed it. But this is a solid movie. This is a hood classic. This is going into the hood classic category. It's a solid it's a solid mafia type of the whole crime type movie. It's solid 80s movie. It's got that 80s stuff. The whole that sequence of I forgot the name of the song, where he's getting rich, and he's buying all that shit, and he's just chilling out there. That scene was great. That scene was great. Vice City is heavily inspired by this, but this one is going to do.
This is a certified hood classic.
This is a certified hood class. Next up is another movie by a French person, Leon the Professional. Now, this movie, the plot of the movie is basically that it's got Natalie Portman in the movie, and it's also called Gay Old Man. So Natalie Portman, she's a I don't know, she's a teenager. She's a 12, 13-year-old kid, and her parents, her family gets murdered because they have to pay to someone. They have to pay some shit to someone, and they don't pay it. And she survives. She's not here. They don't know that she's a part of the family, and she goes to a neighbor who is a hitman. So that's the plot of the movie, and now here comes the thing. Here comes the thing about the movie. And the action sequences are superb. Overall story of the movie is really strong. The performances by Natalie Portman, who's like 12-year-old, is amazing, and Gay Old Man just does such a great job. When he says, bring out everyone. What do you mean everyone? Everyone! That was a solid scene. Gay Old Man was amazing in this movie. Though he's all coked up, or I don't know what he's taking, but he looks great in the movie. Here comes the issue. Here's the issue with the movie, though. Now, the movie could have been, Leon is training this Natalie Portman to be the next hitman. He's training her, to at least to defend herself. And now you could have had a mentor-mentee relationship. You could have had a father-daughter relationship. Those would have been appropriate. They didn't go for either of them. And Natalie Portman, who's 13 years old, she falls in love with Leon. And then there's also a scene in the movie which is which is in the extended cut only, which was not in the theatrical cut because they thought this was too fucked up. And there was a scene in which they don't do anything, but they do sleep together, which sounds very weird, very fucked up, and it is very fucked up. But the director thought it was okay. And here's the thing about the director: at the time of making the movie, he was married to a 15-year-old girl. So you can see his intentions, that he was trying to justify his intentions, his pedophilic intentions. Which also reminds me that why is every French person pedophile? What is up with them? Like, why can you not like kids? If Karim Benzema is a great example. Cuties came out of France. So what is up with French people being pedos? What is up with them? This would have been a great movie if they didn't have any pedo shit. It sucks that gay old man and Natalie Portman performed this fucked up because of pedophilic intentions of the director. Which is why I'm putting it into. It would have been a hot classic, but it's going into. Oh fuck. It's going into. I mean, it's alright.
I mean, it's alright, like.
So yeah, this could have been something really good, but it isn't. Next up is okay. Next up is a 1950 movie called All About Eve, and so it's about it's this Hollywood type of movie. It's the person in this poster who is holding a cigarette. She's this she's this kind of senior theatrical actress, and she has this role. You know, she does that role pretty well, and she hires another who's a fan. The other blurred girl in the poster. She hires that person. She's a fan, and gets hired as a person's secretary. And now she realizes that you know who her name is Eve. That she's coming for her. You know, she's coming for her role. She wants to become an actress, and she's coming to replace her. And it's a movie like kind of full of jealousy as well. And you know well, you know, we're too old for this shit, and you know the fall off kind of a routine. Like I've fallen off that kind of routine, and I'm being replaced by some young force. That type of a story. And it's a nice movie. It is a nice movie. It is we'll put it in the nice category. Does a good job at showing her actor, the actress who's the jealous one. Does a great job in this movie. We're putting it in the nice category. Next up is a Turkish movie called as My Father and My Son. It is a Turkish movie, and so yeah, this movie is basically it's the guy with the mustache, the young guy with the mustache. He's he kind of runs off his house, he gets kicked out of his house because he wants to study journalism, and he wants to do something for Turkey. And they're in a village. Okay, his father does not approve that. His father is like, "No, do not get into that shit." And well, he does get into shit, and he gets caught up by the Turkish police, and they screw him up. And he has a child, so he brings him back to his village because they don't have anywhere to live in Ankara, in the city. So now they've got the disconnect. You know, his father doesn't like him. His father doesn't like this guy, and his father and his son. You know, he's there. He's just there. And this movie is kind of shown. You can say it's shown by the son's perspective. A lot of the scenes from the movie is shown from the son's perspective as well. And there's imaginative scenes from his sequence as well. Like he's a 10, 11-year-old kid. So it's a nice movie. It's a heartwarming type of movie. Kind of gets emotional at some points, and so we're putting it into the nice category. Just going in the nice one. Next up is The General. The General, which is a Buster Keaton film. It's a silent movie, and it's featuring one of the greats of silent films, and he's one of the people who actually used to do his own stunts. Buster Keaton, like, you know, Tom Cruise or whoever else is in the doing their own stunts category. This is the guy who actually used to do a lot of his own stunts as well. And so this is a good movie. It's basically it's a comedy movie. It's about this guy in the middle of a civil war, and he's kind of he's thought of as a coward person, and well, he gets the opportunity of taking up of getting an opportunity to be brave, and he takes that. So it's a good movie. It's a funny movie, pretty funny sequences in it. You know, the kind of knee slappers of the type of comedy. You know, haha, very knee slapper type of comedy. Um, we're putting in the nice category. It's an enjoyable movie. Yeah, we going into nice category as well. I'm feeling romantical after a while. Gonna be depressed because of lack of interaction about it. Just jerk off, bro. Next up is Gran Torino. Gran Torino is a movie. It is a movie. It's directed and acted in by Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood wanted to be racist towards Koreans in this movie. He wanted to do that. He wanted to say all the racist Asian words. He used all of them. Like he got a pass. He got a lifetime pass. He used all of them in a single movie. I don't know if in any movie he's used the N word, but I don't know if I don't remember if he did it in this one as well. But you know, it's Clint Eastwood. He can do that. He can do that. So yeah, Clint Eastwood. He's basically a veteran in the movie. He fought in the Korean War, and his wife dies. So now he's just alone. He's a grumpy old guy, and his neighbors are Korean. So now he has to fit in with them. So yeah, it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie, you know. You can say a lot about the white savior type of a theme that this movie has, because it does have that kind of a theme as well. But Clint Eastwood, now this guy's in this movie, I guess, in his 50s, 60s, 70s, I guess. But dude, Clint Eastwood has this personality. I don't know any other actor does not have that. That when he's on the screen, his on-screen presence is just amazing. Like you get all the goosebumps. You start coming out of your penis. That's the emotions that Clint Eastwood gives. So Gran Torino is a good movie. I just wanted to yap about Clint Eastwood as well, because you can say a lot about his acting or directing abilities, but the dude got a presence that matters. We putting it into nice category. It's a nice movie, pretty original type of. Another nice category. We're playing it safe. We're playing very safe today. Next up is, well, the number one of the IMDb list. Finally, we've got to it. We finally got to it. The Shawshank Redemption. The number one, the greatest movie of all time. The greatest of all time. Anybody who's, skipped ahead of any, IMDb list, yeah, Shawshank Redemption has to be the best movie of all time. Because IMDb says so. Fuck yeah. But yeah, Shawshank Redemption, I don't really need to explain what the plot of this movie is. Is it the greatest movie of all time? I don't think so. And absolutely, it's going to struggle because of this massive expectation that this movie has. But it's in a hood classic category. It is a hood classic movie, so we're gonna put it in the hood classic, because it's not a bad movie at all. It's a pretty good movie. It's just not on the greatest level, in my opinion. We putting it in.
This is a certified hood classic.
This is a hood classic. This is a certified hood classic right here. So yeah, let's go. Next up is Dangal. Dangal, yes, Dangal. Fine, got Amir Khan movie here. Let's go. Dangal. Yes, it's a movie about an Indian guy who wanted to be a wrestler, but he couldn't do that because of family issues and something. He had to take the responsibility, and he was wishing he had a son that he would train and make him a wrestler. But he doesn't have a son. He gives birth to like four girls. So he thinks, लड़की है तो क्या हुआ? He's still gonna train him. छोरी है तो what was the dialogue? I forgot the dialogue. It's a good movie. It's a nice movie. Got some solid songs as well. And yeah, it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie. Amir Khan movie is a goat. Absolutely. The dude is a goat. Dude is a goat. One of the only actual good uh, actors from India. Which kind of sucks, that Bollywood is, if you look at overall in the world after Hollywood, there's no doubt that Bollywood is the biggest film industry after Hollywood. But they still kind of struggle to make some actual good movies, which kind of sucks. That for a massive industry, they should be doing a good job, but they don't. So, like, it's not only Amir Khan's responsibility here. Now things are maybe changing a little bit, but for a massive industry, it's not that good. We're putting it to nice category. Good movie. Of course, we'll get to Three Idiots as well, which is also in the list. Next up is Pan's Labyrinth. Another hot take incoming, probably. So Pan's Labyrinth. It's a movie about so Pan. I don't know if Pan is a girl. I don't know if that's her name. I don't remember the exact thing. But Pan's Labyrinth is it's about this girl who's who whose mother marries another man, and it's in between the World War II. So he's the guy who she marries is some Spanish general, and Pan. I guess Pan is what is her name? I need to check if Pan is her name. I don't want to just be calling her Pan, and it turns out it's not her name. I think it's Ophelia. It's Ophelia. It's not Pan. It's not Pan. Imagine if you called Pan. Like second name Pan, first name Frank. So Ophelia, she's got the vivid imagination. She reads a lot of fantasy books and all. So she has this imagination, and she gets this quest. Her mother is giving birth to a child, and so yeah, she's in this vivid imagination, and it's a decent, I guess, movie. It's basically kind of showing this perspective of a child in the middle of World War II, and in the middle of what war is going on, and yeah, it's giving that perspective, but it does get a bit. It gets a bit. It gets a bit maybe too disconnected at some points, which is it's creative. It is creative, but it does get a bit disconnected at some points, which is why I think I'll put it in. I mean, it's alright category.
I mean, it's alright, like.
Next up, hot take incoming, guys. Hot take incoming, guys. A lot of people are not gonna like this opinion. Forrest Gump. Ah, I made it smoke. Great timing, man. Great timing. You're gonna fucking hate me. Well. I'm just gonna put it into the tier list, and you guys can say a lot. I'm not gonna give any opinion on this movie. I'm just gonna put it into the tier list, and we'll talk about that. Mary. Now we're putting it the hood classic. We're putting it in the hood classic.
This is a certified hood classic.
This is a certified hood classic. It's a solid movie, man. I mean, his acting is pretty good. Uh, it's a solid movie. I don't need to talk too much about it. We're putting it in the hood classic category. Where's American Psycho? It's not in the list, man. It's not in the list. Next up, Goodfellas. I'll put this in the tier list first, and then we'll talk about it. Goodfellas is going into straight into where's it? The Goodfellas is about to come. Goodfellas is about to come, for real. So Goodfellas. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to become a gangster, and he becomes a gangster, and then he does wild stuff. That's Henry Hill. That's his story. He writes a biased autobiographical on which Martin Scorsese makes a movie. But it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Well, definitely one of the best movies out there. Scorsese's best out there, and that one scene in which Robert De Niro is basically like staring at one of his prays or something, that you just know that he's gonna kill him, and there's this song playing in the background, "Sunshine of Your Life" or "Sunshine of Your Love." Solid scene. Love that movie. That is an about to come category movie. It deserves to be in there. Goodfellas, absolute solid movie. Let's go. Joe Pesci is great, I'm funny. I'm funny how? Funny like I'm a clown. That's I need to say that because, well, I'm not pretty funny. I fell off like I'm proud of. That was funny, I guess. Next up is Inception. Inception is the next one. Let's go. Dreams. It's got a lot of dreams. Hans Zimmer got a lot of boo. He got a lot of that. He got a lot of the horns, and which are iconic. It's a great movie. It's crazy that Nolan made this and Shutter Island in the same year with the same actor. Blows your mind. This is a certified hood classic. We'll put it in the hood classic category because I'm a
This
Nolan
is a
fan.
certified hood classic.
I'm a Nolan fan. It's a great movie. Nolan didn't make Shutter Island. What are you talking about? It definitely is a Nolan movie, man. You can't tell me that is not a Nolan movie. Like, come on. What are you saying? Scorsese would make a movie like that? Fuck off. Scorsese cannot make a thriller movie. That would be weird as fuck. But yeah, Inception is solid. The dream sequences are great, and the plot twists are amazing, which is grows a different kind of vibe. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. Which file are you talking about? Oh hell nah, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. I mean, I have a Discord server, but that does not mean that. Inception, solid movie, hood classic. Definitely a hood classic. Next up, next up, we do not talk about this movie, by the way. The next movie in this series, we do not talk about it. Well, bro, Fight Club. Let's go. This is a solid movie. Um, there's a solid movie. We do not talk about it that much. And yeah, it's about the insomniac guy who joins a fight club and who meets this soapy guy. So it's a solid movie. Solid movie. Deserves to be in a hood classic. It is a hood classic movie.
This is a certified hood classic.
One of the best Fincher movies, obviously, and the overall story is pretty good. And yeah, it's a solid movie. I don't need to talk too much about it because movie is great. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, man, you should you should see it. You should see it. It is a society. It is a kind of a society movie as well. I think if we had to make a category of society movies, it would have Joker, Fight Club, American Psycho, and V for Vendetta in there. Like society, that is a movie where we live in a society. Let's go. This is a certified food classic. Next up, Taxi Driver got to be in there, of course. Next up is the Thanos movie, Avengers Infinity War. Let's go. Let's go. This movie made me come. This movie made me like if when they all disappeared, I was like, whoa, this was solid. I was literally coming everywhere while watching this movie. It was that solid. It was great. It was great. It was great. Look at Iron Man doing the T pose, like he's like, hold up, guys, hold up, let me cook. He's doing the pose where let me cook. Hold on, let me just zoom into him. Like that pose. He's saying, let me cook. Hold up, let me cook. He's cooking. He's cooking. He's cooking. Like, yeah, Jarvis completely obliterate that family of four. But yeah, this one is. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
It's alright, like.
A decent movie. A decent movie. It's a blockbuster movie, but yeah. It's a decent movie, yeah. Next up is Ikiru. Can't wait for Robert Downey Jr. to come off, Mr. Brown to come off as Doctor Doom. I overrated the Avengers. I'm putting it as an alright category. What the fuck do you want? This is garbage, man. What? Next up, Ikiru. It's an Akira Kurosawa movie, and it's about this guy who discovers that he has cancer, and he's about to die. I'm about to die. No, I cannot say that. So he discovers he discovers that he has cancer. So he just like his children don't really give a shit about him. So he's like, you know what, I'll just do the stuff that you need to do before I die. Kind of like when dream stuff and stuff like that. And he does that. He goes on to do that. And I'm not gonna spoil too much about it. I'm not gonna tell too much about this movie, but this is like the overall plot of the movie. Man discovers he has cancer. He's an old guy. He's near his deathbed, and now he's just going through all of that. So we're putting it in. That is a solid movie. We'll put it in. We'll put it in hood classic. This is a hood classic. This is a certified hood.
This is a certified hood classic.
Solid movie. One of the best Kurosawa movies. And it's a solid, great movie. Next up is Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's a 1939 movie, and this guy is kind of leader of the Boy Scouts, and he does something which catches some newspapers' attention, and gets to a point that some senator dies in Washington, and somehow he's not even a politician, and he gets promoted to being a senator. And it's a pretty good movie. Like there are some pretty good monologues in it where he's there's a couple of scenes in which he needs to make a speech. He needs to say something. He needs to, and in Senate there's like a kind of rule that if you sit down, then the Senate would be adjourned or something. Senate could be adjourned. But he's standing up. He's gonna be kicked out of the Senate, but he's standing up, and he stays there for like 72 hours or something. And it's a pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Like, kind of shows that you bring a common person into this whole fucking political mess. It's a solid movie. Gets into the hood classic. Hood classic. Imagine not watching black and white movies. Come on. Imagine not watching them. Those are solid, man.
This is a certified hood classic.
It's a 1939 movie, by the way, so there's that. Next up is another old movie. It is Seven Samurai. Another Kurosawa movie. It's about 7 samurais, as you can tell by the name, and they're here to basically kind of defend a village. They don't really want to do that because they're samurais and they're just walking across. But it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Kind of showing like different perspectives of like this human nature between these characters. And it's a solid, nice movie. We'll put it in the nice category. Next up. Okay, we're changing it. Next up is The Dark Knight. This is an old movie. This is an old movie, though. This is an old movie, by the way. Very old. And so here's a hot take incoming. Okay, here's a hot take incoming. You guys are not gonna like my opinion. I'm telling you. You guys are not gonna like my opinion. You guys are not gonna like my opinion. Okay, this movie is the most perfect comic book movie to be ever made. This is going straight into hold on. This is going straight into like this is the movie for which I'm about to come category is made for. One of the first movies that I watched in my entire life that I saw, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this is great. Now I didn't say holy fucking shit at the time because I didn't know what holy fucking shit meant because I was like 9 years old at the time. But The Dark Knight, it's goat. It's a goated movie. It's a goated movie. Like Nolan can't top that. I mean, nobody can top that. Nobody can top this level of comic book perfection. It's brilliant from the characters, from the cinematography, from the story to soundtrack. I mean, the Joker soundtrack. You know, the one that goes, "Ooh," that shit slaps. That shit slaps. I love one of the scenes that I really loved in this movie was the interrogation scene. You know, between Joker and Batman. It was such an iconic scene. Such an iconic scene. And I remember at one point Joker basically says that you say, hold on. The Joker basically said at one point that you say every poo poo time is not a pee pee time. It's a pee pee time. So fucked up. You say every poo poo time is a pee pee time. But every pee pee time is not a poo poo time. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Batman? And then they just ended up having gay sex, both of them, right on there. Inspector Gordon was amazed at what you saw. 10 out of 10. That deserved an Oscar. That deserved an Oscar right there. Brilliant movie. And then Jonkler basically says, "Why so serious?" Boom, doom, 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 boom, doom. And then the whole, Joker goes freaky as fuck. Joker goes very freaky. He goes very freaky. Solid movie. 10 out of 10. Like, you can't top that. You cannot top that. Anyways, next up is I farted. He knows farted. He knows the fart. The Fart Night. He knows the Fart Night. Only Fart Night is better than the Dark Knight. You just know it. Next up is Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. It's an entertaining movie. Yeah, this one. Did you know in order to play the schizophrenic Joker character, Heath Ledger had to watch shitbot yap about IMDb records? He had to do it, you see. He took a lot from me. This one is it's an entertaining movie. A tad bit maybe overrated, but it's a tad bit overrated, I guess. Good movie. Like, yeah, we'll put it in a nice category. It's one of those. The Hans Zimmer soundtrack is pretty fucking solid. Hans Zimmer did this one, right? I hope he did. But yeah, let's put it in the nice category. Let's put it in the nice category. Next up is another 10 out of 10 movie. We've got Toy Story. This is the first one. This is not the third one. This is the first one. And yeah, it's a solid movie. If every single time that I look at Woody, my wood just erupts. It just rips off my pants. Woody just makes me Woody. Woody just makes me Woody, man. We're gonna put it in the nice category. It's a good movie. It's not extremely good, but it's a good movie. I don't really remember, but when I was a kid, when I was like 1 to 2 year old, my brain rot movie was Toy Story. I used to watch that all the time. Yeah, I was one of the first few brain rot kids. Nowadays kids have like tablet and shit. My brain rot was Toy Story. I used to, I couldn't shit without this movie. So yeah, let's go put it in the good category. Bro thinks Pirates of the Caribbean is better than 2001. It is. It is. No matter what you say, it is. Like next up, Lawrence of Arabia. It's it's about this British guy who's also Alec Guinness, who's also Obi-Wan Kenobi in the future, and he becomes Lawrence of Arabia. So that's what the movie is. I don't really remember a lot of this movie because it's been some long time since I watched this movie. I watched this movie when it was screened for the first time in 1964 or something. It's a nice movie. That's all I'll say about it. And it's a nice movie that you guys should check out. A lot of people would put it in the hood classic. I'll put it in the nice category. So let's go. Let's go. Next up is The Sting. The Sting. So basically, The Sting is basically about 1971 or 2 movie. It's basically about there are two kind of thieves in the movie, and they basically have set up they haven't set it up, but the cops are kind of set up a sting operation on them. It's also been a long time since I watched this movie, but it's a funny movie and it's a solid movie. Good, it's a good movie. 8 out of 10. So yeah, let's go. How does Lion King or Fight Club make it? They're in the same category. What the fuck are you on? Yeah, I agree Fight Club is a better movie, but they're in the same category. They're in the same tier. What the fuck is bro on? Next up, Monsters. Monsters Inc. You gotta rank them ordered. You gotta gargle them and nuts or something. Monsters Inc. It's a pretty funny movie. The ending scene of that movie is pretty funny, where it does a stand-up comedy scene. Pretty good. And it's a good movie. It's fun, kind of well, it's a children movie, but I recently rewatched it and I liked it. It's a solid movie. Like the one-eyed guy that we have, he's like, he's kind of thick. He's kind of thick. So we'll put it in the nice category as well. We'll put it alongside Toy Story. Put it alongside Toy Story. Next up is the only Harry Potter movie in the IMDb top 250 list. And then they say that this series is better than Lord of the Rings. So, Harry Potter as movies are good, Well, some of them are good. The others are like blah. But the fan base of them. Now, the fan base of Harry Potter, Like, yeah, it's a Harry Potter's fan base is just if you had anime fans, and if you had Harry Potter fans, I if I had to choose which is better between the two, I would choose anime fans. Like, anime fans are genuinely much better than Harry Potter fans. But yeah, consistent movie franchise. You mean that in a good way, or do you mean that in a bad way? This one was pretty good. This one was the last one. This one was pretty good because it ended. And so yeah, this one we'll put it in. We've got Voldemort in it. We'll put it in Hot Classic. I think this one deserves to be in the Hot Classic category.
This is a certified hood classic.
Harry Potter movies are good. I think majority audience of Harry Potter fans like Prisoner of Azkaban more, which I didn't like it that much. I personally speaking like Order of the Phoenix more. Like that. Order of the Phoenix was pretty good as well. Next up, the Grand Budapest Hotel. Well, I guess the only Wes Anderson movie in the IMDb top 250 list, which I'm a bit disappointed by because there should be more Wes Anderson movies in the list. Grand Budapest Hotel is great. It's a great movie. It's a really beautiful movie, to be honest. Like, the characters are built up really well, and the whole sets that they've made it's such a colorful movie and such an enjoyable movie. Like, it's one of those movies that it doesn't try to be real, I'll say. Like, it is a type of movie that it feels very imaginative, and that is in a good way. It feels very imaginative in a good way. Really fun to watch, and yeah, it's a solid hood classic. It's a solid hood classic. We're putting it high in the hood classic category. We put it here.
This is a certified hood classic.
Very close to the Bottom category. Now, what is Nerd asking? What did he ask? How are there that many movies left? There's actually not a lot anymore. Like 8, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. What's 14 multiplied by 8? Figure it out. Write it in the comments. What's 14 multiplied by 8? 112. There's 112 movies left. Fuck. Next up is the Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting. It's a nice movie. This is it's got Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Robin Williams. Solid wholesome type of movie. To say it's kind of an Oscar bait as well. That it does have that thing to it. But this is a nice movie. We'll put it in the nice in the hood classic category. We'll put it in the hood classic category. It's a pretty good movie.
This is a certified hood
What is
classic.
Azman Giri commenting? He's saying that I should become the Pakistani Christopher Nolan. I should become the Christopher Nolan. Next up is The Great Escape, another old movie, 1965 movie, and it's basically about these people who are in the Nazi jail, who are basically uh, captives of war. I guess. I would say captives of war. What's it called? What's it called? The soldiers who were caught in the war. What are they called? Okay, whatever they're called. They're that. They're that. They're in the jail. They're in the Nazi jail, and they want to get out of there. So they make the great escape. That's what they do. I'm gonna get out of there. This is the movie. No, not exactly this movie. There's another movie that came out before that, which is a French movie. Which is, I think it might be in the list. What was the name of that? It was also called Escape. Okay, anyways, there's another French movie that is also about escaping. Um, so I think this is one of the movies that inspired Shawshank Redemption. So it's a nice movie. It's a nice movie. It's I'm not gonna tell a lot about the ending of the movie, but it works as an ending. That's exactly what I will say. And basically, they're just trying to run away from the Nazi jail, and not just Nazi jail. They're in Germany. There's that. They also want to get out of Germany. So we'll put it in nice category. How does bro remember the plot for these movies? Well, big brain. I don't jerk off. Just kidding. Anyways, next up is the Intouchables, and yeah, the Put it, look at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Yes, I should put them in the Get Out category. Yes. So this movie, I think they remade it in they remade it in USA as well. US of A. Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston was in the movie, which was weird as fuck. Um, I haven't watched that one. This one is pretty good, honestly. This was one of the French movies that I actually like. Um, and people in the chat obviously don't like it because it's woke. What is woke supposed to mean here? Yeah, it's a pretty funny film. There's one scene in which he becomes Hitler when he's shaving the beard, which is why I'm always becoming Hitler. Puts it about Get Out here. I'm going on a Kanye rant. Well, you in for a luck. You in luck, man. Go on. He's going into the hot classic category.
This is a certified hood classic.
Pretty funny movie. It's a pretty funny movie. Just because you see a black guy, you going in a Kanye rant. Does Kanye know he's black? I don't know. Next up is an anime movie. This is not a Ghibli movie. This is a proper anime movie, which is called as Your Name. So it's an anime movie about two teenagers somewhere in different zones of Japan, and Kanye merch is just 1800 INR. Should I cop it? That's pretty cheap, not gonna lie. Where are you getting it so cheap? Is it the Yeezys? Or are they just cutting off the list or something? So anyways, Your Name is basically about these two teenagers. They kind of get a switch or something, and they body switch with each other. And so yeah, until eventually they figure it out, and They get to know each other, and so now they're searching for each other. Where the fuck am I? Which I'm the real guy? And it's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty wholesome type of a movie, and yeah, even though I'm bitchless, I enjoyed the movie. Even though bitchless, I don't have any uh, bitches. I enjoyed the movie, so I'll put it in foot class.
This is a certified hood classic.
All is merch $20. Like they're just canceling him at this point or something. Or just like fuck it, we're gonna get off the merch or something. Also, what happened to India Got Latent? I heard they getting cancelled or something. They made some bad joke. What did they do? Next up is India Got Latent is being cancelled. They made some bad joke. They're getting like people are pissing over them a lot. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but they did do something. But anyways, he's gonna have to be back on Kashmiri jokes or something. Next up, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. First one of the series, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and it's a pretty good movie. It's a good movie. Uh, its animation is great. I think one of the best animations that I guess America has made, one of the most original ones at that. And I think this is one of the not MCU movies, but one of the Marvel movies that are actually good. And was this made by Sony as well? Is Spider Verse by Sony, or who made that? Let me check it out. Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse is by Sony, so they can cook. Sony Pictures can cook, but then they end up cooking Morbius and stuff like that, which I can't blame them. Morbius is a great movie. Madame Web is a great movie. They stopped cooking though because it got too much. It got way too much. The next, we will putting it in nice category. It's a nice one. Across the Spider Verse is better. So we already have that in Hood Classic. Next up is another Tom Hanks movie, Saving Private Ryan. Also, in this poster, I don't know why, but Tom Hanks just looks weird in this poster. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with his eyes or something. He looks like his character from Philadelphia. He shouldn't be, but yeah. Did anyone here unironically watch Morbius? I did. And I loved it. I mobbed. What can I say? I mobbed. I mobbed watching this movie. And I made a lot of my friends watch that movie as well. I sat them down in the university class. I sat them down and I made them watch Morbius. And they all mobbed. The earth was shaking. The university was shaking because of so much mob. It was mobbing time. It's what they said. The best scene by far was Doctor Who dancing to have sex. That was a solid scene. He was having sex or something. He said sexing time, just had sex. Solid movie. So that's why it's in the top of the list. This is why it's in the top of the list. Morbius. This is why it's in its own tier, because it doesn't belong with this puny ass other movies. You think Godfather deserves to be in the same list as Morbius? Nah. Morbius is Morbius. Nothing else deserves to be in the same list as Morbius. Next up is Saving Ryan's Privates, as the Rhino Zip says. I think it's also one of those movies that are pro-war, not exactly pro-war to be honest, but they give this perception of, you know, like glorifying. But it's a nice movie. It's a nice movie. I don't really need to tell a lot about it because majority of you probably might have watched this movie. We're putting it in the nice category. All right, next up. Next up is Modern Times. Funny enough, it's not a modern movie. It's a 1935 movie. 19, I think 1935. By one of the greatest of the cinema, Charlie Chaplin. This is his magnum opus. Modern Times. Definitely, this one is going into into the higher tier of hood classic.
This is a certified hood classic.
Like if you haven't watched a silent movie ever, this is the movie I would tell you to watch because this is the peak of it. You cannot peak this movie. You cannot peak silent film. Modern Times is absolutely amazing. So it's basically based in this industrial era, industrial times. And Charlie Chaplin, he's playing his the tramp character, and so it the social commentary in this movie is really really amazing. That the tramp is this kind of poor guy who has to understand machines, who has to become a kind of a machine to kind of get to know them and to kind of work in a factory. It's a solid movie. It's a solid movie. Deserves to be in the absolute hood classic. And I could have put it in the about to come as well, but not a lot of movies get into that category. Modern Times is a solid movie. Definitely will recommend you with that. Next up is Sunset Boulevard. LA Confidential. Next up is LA Confidential. So Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, and Kevin Spacey. And it's basically, what is this movie about? I've forgotten the plot of this movie. I will have to check it out. What the plot of this movie was. I have forgotten the plot of this movie. Yeah. So I remember that. So it's basically about these three are cops: Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, and Kevin Spacey. Guy Pearce is the guy from Memento, by the way, and Kevin Spacey is the guy who likes to touch 15-year-old boys. So there's there are three cops. Okay, Um, all three of them are basically working on these multiple homicides case in LA, and while they're kind of investigating these cases, they're finding out that hey, there's a lot of corruption in their own department as well. So it's about this. It's a kind of an investigative movie, and it's a nice movie. It's a solid movie. The woman role here, Kim Basinger, she bangs people. She bangs policemen. That's what her role is. She's she belongs to the streets and stuff. It's a nice movie. Putting it into the nice category. Let's go. We went ranking all top 250. We are ranking the top 250, man. We are close. We are getting close. We'll do it, my man. We'll do it. Next up is Alien. Another Ridley Scott movie. I guess one of the most well-known Ridley Scott movies. And it's got an alien. So there's this space adventurers, etc. They get on this planet, and they find an alien over there who's not very happy that they're here. So we got our lead protagonist, which is her name is I think is Ellen Ripley, if I'm not wrong. If it is Ellen Ripley, hold on, let me check that. Yeah, she's Ellen Ripley. She's Ellen Ripley. She's she's uh, she's well. It's a kind of survival movie, and they have to survive through. The alien is on the ship, and they have to survive through all of that. And Ellen Ripley is one of the main protagonists, who probably does. I think I spoiled the movie. This is a nice movie. I personally like the sequel more, the one that James Cameron directed. I like that one better, but this one isn't bad either. I think this is one of the best movies to come out, one of the best science fiction movies as well. We're putting it in nice category. Alright, we'll close today's one right now. I think we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 in the list. Nerd. How much does that make? 13 multiplied by 8. What is 13 multiplied by 8, nerd? Gotta figure that out. 10, 9, 8. You have 10 seconds. Find out the answer. 13 multiplied by 8. You're a nerd. You have to give the answer. If you're a nerd, you have to do that. Wait, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, nerd is not cooking. Nerd is not cooking. But according to my estimates, it is around 104. 13 multiplied by 8. I think, yeah. I think it might be 104. So we still got 104 movies left. It'll probably take 2 or 3 more parts. But yeah, next one is gonna be Network. We'll continue that tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow because Network is a great movie, and I would like to talk a lot about that movie. So yeah, how do you even watch some of these movies? Through TV, piracy, Netflix? I'll be honest, it's piracy. Netflix doesn't have half of these movies. Like, it probably got like I don't know. It's got really low amount of movies, and there's not a lot of streaming services that gives good movies. So, movie, I've heard good stuff about movie, but I've checked it at and almost every single movie is not there. So movie isn't that good either. So yeah. The piracy was, bro, just go to the piracy Reddit subreddit. You'll find fuck ton of links over there, so you can watch them over there. So just to summarize, we've summarized the list of the movies. Let me just. What do we have so far? So we'll start off with in the Morbius tier. We have the Morbius. In about to come category, we have the Godfather, The Shining, Gladiator, Goodfellas, and The Dark Knight. In Hood Classic, we have The Silence of the Lambs, Modern Times, Apocalypse Now, The Father, Grand Budapest Hotel, Amores Perros, Die Hard, How to Train Your Dragon, Psycho, Lion King, Django Unchained, Matrix, Full Metal Jacket, Grave of the Fireflies, The Best Years of Our Lives, Empire Strikes Back, Spirited Away, Paths of Glory, Shutter Island, Princess Mononoke, M, My Neighbor Totoro, Green Mile, Departed, Doctor Strangelove, High and Low, Braveheart, No Country for Old Men, To Kill a Mockingbird, Joker, The Elephant Man, Inglourious Basterds, Oppenheimer, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Third Man, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Batman Begins, Heat, Life is Beautiful, The Thing, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Scarface, Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump, Inception, Fight Club, Ikiru, Mr Smith Goes to Washington, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Good Will Hunting, Intouchables, and Your Name. Next up in the nice tier, we have got Wall-E, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Old Boy, The Wages of Fear, Amelie, The Exorcist, Rear Window, Mad Max, Fury Road, Citizen Kane, House Moving Castle, Raging Bull, Jaws, Snatch, The Big Lebowski, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Cinema Paradiso, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Battle of Algiers, Ford vs. Ferrari, Avengers Endgame, Prisoners, Hamilton, It's a Wonderful Life, Ben-Hur, Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade, Grapes of Wrath, $1 Million Baby, There Will Be Blood, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, The Great Dictator, Rush, 1917, Hacksaw Ridge, Witness for the Prosecution, Gone Girl, Wild Tales, All About Eve, My Father and My Son, The General, Gran Torino, Dangal, Seven Samurai, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Lawrence of Arabia, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Sting, The Great Escape, Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse, Saving Private Ryan, LA Confidential, and Alien. I mean, it's alright. Here we've got American Beauty, The Apartment, For Sunrise, V for Vendetta, Sherlock Jr., Vertigo, The Handmaiden, Rashomon, Three Billboards Out of Ebbing, Missouri, Barry Lyndon, For a Few Dollars More, The Lives of Others, The Sixth Sense, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Warrior, Rocky, Dune Part 2, The Secret in Their Eyes, Maharaja, The Terminator, La Haine, Finding Nemo, Leon the Professional, Pan's Labyrinth, and Avengers Infinity War. In the fart tier, we've got Some Like It Hot, Inside Out, Blade Runner, The Incredibles, and The Pianist. In Stinky Poopy, we've got Archie a Dog's Tale and The Usual Suspects. In Get Out, we've got The Help, Once Upon a Time in America, and Gone with the Wind. So that's it for today. We'll continue tomorrow with the rest of the movies. We've got 104 left, and let's keep it going tomorrow. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Come a long way since the garage.
Gotta say, it's fantastic.
Say that again?
It's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Guys, I got it. Ready?
Yeah.